Hello, friends, and welcome to Pathologic, Volume 1, Episode 16. Today, we are going to be solving a numbered rooms puzzle together. So let's take a look at the rules. Numbered rooms is a Latin square puzzle. That is a way of saying this first constraint that is in the rules. Place a number from 1 to x, where x is the grid size, into each cell, such that every row and column contains each number with no repeats. That's the same constraint we see at the beginning of a Sudoku rule set, with the exception that there are no special regions in the grid. So as you can see in this example, the grid size is 4, so we have the numbers 1 through 4 in every row and column. A clue outside the grid represents what number appears in the nth cell in the corresponding row or column from the direction of the clue, where n is the first number seen in the corresponding row or column from the direction of the clue. All right, that's a mouthful. It's not actually that complicated, but it's hard to put it into words succinctly. So examples are the easiest. This is saying, this one clue is saying that 1 appears in whatever cell number this number ends up being. So in the example solution here, this is saying that 1 appears in the 4th cell. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lo and behold, that's a 1. 2 appears in the 4th cell from this direction. Here it's saying 4 appears in the 2nd cell from the bottom. So the side that the clue on does matter. Those are all of the rules to a numbered rooms puzzle. So it's time to solve a puzzle. Today's numbered rooms puzzle was set by Eric Fox. Okay, so what can we determine from these numbers without knowing anything about getting given digits in the grid? One thing we can do is think about what the possibilities are, no matter what the number is here, what possible things can go in a starting cell. And there's a couple quick deductions that we can make that we can then apply across the board. As long as the one case is going to be a little weird, but for any other number, can a 1 appear next to an outside clue? And unless the outside number is a 1, if it's anything else, then what happens? If we put a 1 in this cell, it is saying that this number on the outside appears in the first cell, but the problem is the first cell has a 1 in it. So that's a conflict in any other case. So a 1 might appear in one of these cases, but it's never going to appear in any of those or any of those. So in fact, we've ruled 1 out of, I'm just going to mark them here as purple. 1 can't go in any of those. So in fact, in this final column, we know where our 1 is. We can also determine that the number that is on the outside is also not the first number in that row or column, because let's say let's say that were a 3. That is now saying that this number is in the 3rd cell in that column, but we've already placed it. So the number outside can't be the first one, again, with the exception of the 1 case, which is special. For any other number, that is true. So none of these can be 1s. We determined none of these can be 3s, but we need a 1 and a 3 to be in this row. So they've got to be these first 2 in some order. Could it be a 1? That would mean that 1 appears in the first cell, which would be true. So 1 is legal here. Could it be a 3? That would mean a 1 appears in the 3rd cell, which would put the 1 here, but we already determined that 1 doesn't appear in any of these purple cells. So this, in fact, can't be a 3. It's actually a 1. This is the 3. So Those are the immediate things that spring to mind. Now I'm going to have to think a little bit harder about what to do next. We've got ones appearing in these cells in the middle, which makes these things from 2, 3, and 4. I don't think that helps a bunch. 3 is going to have to be in 2, 3, or 4 because it can't be here, but we know it isn't in the third one because of the rule that we came across. We can't repeat this number in the first cell in its row or column. So this is 2 or 4, which puts 3 in one of these two spots. Are either of those a problem with this clue? I don't think so, because whichever one of these is a 3, it throws a 2 into that spot, which seems fine. Okay, so it isn't immediately clear what I'm going to do next. I've got to put a 3 in the bottom row in one of these spots, which would put a 5 in one of these if it's one of these. I think that's okay. So let's see what else we can do. We've got a 5 in... All right, so 3, what am I missing? One of these has to be, well, one of these has to be a 5 because of this. So 3 has to be in one of these two spots. Okay, that's a little better. So we've got 3 in one of these spots. It's not a lot better though. That puts a 3 in one of these 3. Yeah, that actually didn't do much. I have a feeling that it's going to be these 1s. This one is... this puzzle's getting a little harder for me than some of the others we've done recently. I'm sure there's an obvious thing that I'm missing, and in retrospect, I would be much faster at these puzzles if I did several in a row, but I haven't done one of these in a while. Okay, let's see. 3 can appear in 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5, I guess. I'm just going to pencil in all the options, even though that's way too many to get anything useful from. 1 is in 2, 3, 4, not 5, which is fine. Where does the 5 go? It can go anywhere. Okay. Each. Okay, 2, 4, 5. One of these is definitely a 5. The other is 2 or 4. So we have, okay, here's one. Okay, this is good. So 2, 4, 5. This took me a bit to see. We've got a, what in Sudoku we'd call an X-wing going on here. Or a virtual X-wing, I'm not quite sure. So one of these is a 5. The other one is in 2 or 4. But in this column, we have a 2 or 4. So between the two of these, we have taken care of wherever the 3 goes. So 3 cannot go here. And... all right, and therefore, 3 must be in one of these two slots, and it's not this one. So 3 does go here, and I bet that's going to break some ground for us. We've got a 1 in one of these 4 slots, which is as expected. We have our 3s in these slots, 2, 4, 5. None of that is surprising in any way. This 2, if this 2 were if one of these 2s is in the 3rd spot, and one of them is in the 3rd spot from this direction, then one of these is a 2, which means this can't be a 2. This is a 4 or 5, and it's not. Oh, we don't know that it's not 4. It's in one of these two slots down here. If so, one of these is a 2. This 2, this can't be a 2, it can't be a 1, and it can't be a 3. So what's left? 4 or 5, and 5 we know is a 3. So this is a 4, this is a 2, and this is a 5. All right, and now that makes this one a 2 here. This can't be a 2 or a 5, it is a 4. 4 gives us the 5 there. Now we can cross-reference from up here. 5, the 3 is in the 5th cell. 3 is in the 4th cell, and that means 3 is in the 2nd cell. That's all right. Now we can cross-reference on the right side. 2 is in the 3rd cell. 2 is in the 4th cell. Good. Where is 2 going to go? The remaining possibilities are 1, which we know it can't go, and 5, which is good because that's that column. So 2 goes in the 5th cell. That makes this a 4. It could have been a 4 anyway because of that. 1 and a 5 are in this row. That's the 1. That's the 5. 2 goes down here from this column. 4 goes in here from this column. 1 goes in this row. 4 and 5. And that is a solution. And now you see why I don't solve Sudoku puzzles on this channel, because I'm just not as fast at them. But hopefully these deductions that I've shown you here will make you better at solving the numbered rooms puzzles in the future. So I guess I will say that is how you solve unnumbered rooms. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and check out the description below for more free puzzles.